Like, my school, people, they didn't have parties. Like, parties, drinking loads, things like that wasn't a thing in my school. I think it's because it was an ethnic minority school, so no one's parents are really gonna allow that anyways. I know my parents would definitely not, or they'd want to be there and freaking monitor everything. So people didn't do that. To be fair, I didn't really care that we didn't. It was never something that I really thought about that much. It wasn't that deep to me. We had like a couple of parties, but that was it. And that was more towards like when we were in college, when we were in sixth form, or like year 11 maybe, I can't even remember. But yeah, so when I turned 18, I went to like my first club in London for my birthday actually. We didn't pre-drink, so we went to the club sober, I actually remember that. And I don't know how we did that. We went to like a club in Brixton sober, and we wanted to like get drunk in the club. But obviously it's London. The drinks were so expensive, so we only got like a couple and that was it. So that was, yeah, that was really random. Anyways, I didn't understand drinking culture. I was such a freaking newbie with that. I didn't know shit. I didn't understand anything. Besides that club experience, the second thing I went to was when I went to my first girls' holiday that summer as well. That summer was amazing. I loved that summer. I saw Drake as well, Drake at Wireless. It was sick. Yeah, so we went to Malta, and then even then we were tipsy. I think there was one night that we got like tipsy, tiny bit drunk. But apart from that, we never got smashed, like absolutely blacked out, can't remember what happened kind of drunk, until I went to uni. Then I actually bought my first bottle of vodka, and then that's what I was kind of like drinking, and with mixes and stuff. But because I was such like a newbie at it, when I bought my first own bottle of vodka, I got so drunk, like ridiculously drunk. It was bad. There's videos out there, a lot of videos and pictures, and I think everyone has that, I hope. But yeah, embarrassing, but oh well. That's what happened, because I didn't know my limits, because I'd never drank that excessively before. It would just be like a few drinks. But when you have your own bottle and it's like unlimited until, you know, or if you have that, you know, the 75 cl or whatever, which is a lot, I didn't know my limits, so I used to freaking guzzle that shit down, and I'd be completely gone. There's times when I don't, you know, when some people say like, oh, if you go on a night out and say you don't remember something, that's you're lying. Like, no, there's definitely times when I've gone out and completely blacked out and I cannot remember what happened 100%. At the time I didn't really care that much, but now I'd hate that. Like, I'd hate to not know what's happening. I'd hate to not be even a bit in control of my body. Like, that is just too much. I don't know how I did it so often back at uni, but I guess you build a tolerance and, you know, whatnot. So yeah, for freshers I went out we all went out every single day except for one day, and that was 8 nights I think, or 7 nights, so that was a lot. But freshers, I feel like you have to really get out there and like mingle with people and really try your best, and that's what I tried to do. So yeah, so that was experience with alcohol wise. It wasn't good. And my advice to that though is do whatever you feel is right. I don't believe in the whole thing of learn from my lessons, blah blah blah. I actually hate it when people say it. Like, no, fuck up yourself and learn for yourself. I don't see how you can forcibly like learn through other people's lessons. If it's something that you see is like, fuck, I don't want to do that, that's fine. But if it's things like you're curious about something, then fucking do it. Unless it's heroin, then don't do that. Or like any hardcore drugs like that, then please don't do that. But when I talk about specifically alcohol, like if you want to get fucked up one day, do it. Just, I guess I'd say that please have people that you trust around you, or at least have one person that you know for sure will look after you, because that helps a lot. Because it's scary if you don't have that. So yeah, you need one person to at least back you, otherwise it's peak. Anyways, another thing is boys. Now, when I was researching and looking at videos and people's experiences and blah blah blah, everyone was like, Freshers Week, the boys will attack. They're like animals, waiting on the sidelines to pounce. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have that. Freshers Week, no one pounced on me, pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure no one pounced with me, and I'm not ugly. I am pretty, and I know I'm pretty. So obviously everyone's experiences are different, but I did not have anyone pounce with me. Yeah, so especially in freshers, that whole week, that whole 7 days, went out most of the days except for one. No guy tried it on with me. But then, to be fair, actually, I remember this, the first guy that did like try it on with me was this black guy from Leeds, and I think he was in his 2nd year, maybe. But even then, he wasn't like vicious, or he wasn't a freaking animal like pouncing or anything like that. It was calm. Like, And we like spoke and we got on, and that was really nice, and that was like, oh, comforting of like, oh my god, like another black person, because at that point I hadn't even seen that many black people out like in the clubs. So yeah, that was nice, and we had a little talk and that was cute, and we exchanged like numbers, I think. So he was like the first guy that kind of, but he didn't try it on with me, like he didn't try and kiss me or like stick it on me, it was just for my number. So yeah, that was like the first guy that tried something, but that was very mild. For me, that wasn't the case, but then after that, after freshers, at the end of freshers, that's when like guys started trying on with me like way more, like throughout the year kind of thing, and I had like a lot more of that afterwards. But freshers, yeah, it was nothing. It was just after that, then it was like that. Another thing to talk about is friends and freshers. When I'm actually drunk or when I'm like tipsy, then I'm everyone's best friend. Like I'm always a very happy drunk. I'm never really angry or sad. Only if I was sad before and I out and then drank, then I would be, but that only happened like once maybe or twice. I'm just a very, very happy drunk. That just comes out of me, and I'm so chatty and I'm so like extroverted when I'm drunk. So when I got drunk and in my halls, I would just be making friends with everyone, and I made loads of like acquaintances, not like friends, but you know, acquaintances. And I think people do that at uni as well, like everyone's trying to make friends with everyone, and you just have to kind of put yourself out there and like see. So I made friends with quite a lot of people in my first week. Also freshers as well, it was like, freshers, I had no real idea what to expect, because you know, I didn't really think that uni was gonna, sometimes I thought in my head that university was going to be like, you know, like in American movies, and like the university have the jocks and the cheerleaders, and it's like all that kind of thing, and then it's like way more crazy and things like that. Like I thought uni was going to be like that. So it's kind of like that, but not really, and it really depends. But the bits that so were like that, which were just crazy, in the evening when everyone's going out for clubs and clubbing and stuff, we'd all take the bus in Carnatic, and that was mental. Like everyone would be like singing along to like songs in the bus, and like then we'd be like chanting stuff, and like yeah, we just it was so fun. It was really fun. You really feel like, oh my god, I'm at uni. Like that was like a proper uni experience for me, and I loved it. It was so fun. Also because in Carnatic you have different houses, so I was in Salisbury House, which was the biggest one, but you have other ones like McNair and like different ones. People used to take this shit seriously, where there was proper rivalries. I can't say it properly. Rivals basically. There was loads of rivals, and people used to go at it of like, we like chant stuff like, you know, fuck McNair and things like that, and that was really funny. So yeah, but then there was one guy that really took it too far, and he or like people would take it too far as well with the rivalries, and like they'd like TP, like, you know, the thing where you have like toilet paper and you put it around buildings and stuff, and they did that to people's like places, like to people's halls. So yeah, that was like a bit much, and they'd put it like through the halls and stuff like that and run around, because it was so easy to get into people's halls as well. You just needed like a key fob to get into the actual building, and then into all like 4 layers of floors or whatever, and that was so easy to do because people just let people in and whatever. Like you don't really check and like, oh, do you live here? Like no one does that. So yeah, people did that. There was one guy that literally shat on their toilet seat. Yeah, not in the toilet, on the toilet seat. Now that's another story with him as well, and yeah, that was very weird. And so yeah, people really took that serious. It was jokes though. It was so funny. Uni was sick. It had a lot of ups and downs, don't get me wrong. Like I'm just saying all the highs. Let me say a few lows so you can, you know, get the full picture. A big low for me was that I kind of discovered that apparently I have severe anxiety when it comes to eating in front of people, and that was fucking great. I would, because obviously self-catering, the first day I think it was, we went into the hall and we were eating, and my hands were like shaking like this. Like I don't even know if they were doing it that bad or if it was in my head, but I think it wasn't in my head. Like it would literally be like that. So I'm here looking like I've got Parkinson's, and I'm like going like that. It was ridiculous. And I don't know, I've never really had that problem before. I've always been fine, but obviously that environment is new. Like in high school I've always been fine, but I guess you're with your friends and that was fine. But being with these strangers that I weren't, you know, completely comfortable with, because I've only met them like less than, you know, half an hour when we went into the canteen, I really struggled with that. I found it so intimidating. I felt so self-conscious. My anxiety was just another level. And during freshers, and to be honest, I can go more into that for people with anxiety, and that can help them, but it was really bad. Like, I didn't eat properly for a really long time. I actually didn't eat properly for like 2 months and a bit, and yeah, that was really hard. And that freshers, obviously we're just talking about freshers, not the whole year. If you want the whole year story, then tell me down below and I'll tell you properly. But yeah, for that freshers, like, that happening to me was awful, and I was fucking up my body because I just used to drink loads of alcohol, and then I wouldn't have food after that, and I don't even know how I fucking survived, to be honest. That was the only bit that was the worst bit of freshers for me. It was horrific. Yeah, and I felt like I physically couldn't go to the canteen. Like, I felt so anxious and so scared, and I just didn't even really understand why, because I'm like, why am I even being like this? It's not that deep. But I just couldn't talk myself out of it, and that was awful. But yeah, I did not look after myself properly in that first week of freshers at all. I was just like to my dad, like, please visit me, like begging him to visit, even though he was just like, yeah, of course I'll visit you, that's fine. Because in my head I knew it was ridiculous. I'm like, you know, you just dropped me off today, you're gonna see me in a week, there's no point. But I really wanted to see him, so literally 5 days went past. Oh, actually no, I think he came on the Sunday, and I saw him, and he was just like, oh, you look tired. And I was like, yeah, the alcohol really destroyed me. But that was so nice seeing my dad. Yeah, that made me feel so much better. But yeah, also during freshers, talking about the loneliness side and stuff, like, I'm gonna be keeping it real. For me, loneliness, I didn't find it too bad in freshers. For just specifically freshers, it wasn't that deep. I'm an only child. I'm very used to being by myself and alone at home constantly since growing up. So being at university in halls where there was literally like 20 other people around me, and then like 22 people more on top and bottom and everywhere, I didn't feel alone at all. And even though I was in my room and literally alone in my room, the fact that there was just so many people around made me feel so comforted. But I think that's just, I haven't really heard anyone else necessarily say that. It was just more of a me thing. And I can be such a scaredy cat. Like, if being burgled or things like that, that freaks me out. So having so many people around you, I kind of felt really safe. And I was just like, more in the numbers, you know, like if someone ever tried anything, I could just scream and there would be people running out of their rooms. So I just felt really safe, and I didn't feel lonely in that aspect for that week. I felt really good, to be honest. I slept really well. I didn't find it hard to fall asleep and stuff, but I know other people that did and kind of formed like insomnia and stuff like that, and they were missing home and they were crying. So I know definitely 100% there's so many people like that. Just my personal experience though, I actually didn't cry during that week about missing home. I was pretty good with not missing home for that week. It was fine, and I think because it was the first week, everything was quite exciting and there was just a lot happening, and going out every day was constantly kind of like busy. And I made a really good friend with the guy from London, so that was good as well. And I didn't feel really that alone because we became really close friends within the second day of freshers. So really that connection of like back home in London, and that really helped a lot as well. And also made a really good friend with the guy next to me as well. So that was nice, and I felt like I didn't feel alone. And yeah, that was just really good. And I didn't feel alone. I didn't feel sad about home yet. During freshers, everything was quite calm, but I did actually, I don't know how you say it, form? I don't know if it's form, but I did kind of produce, I don't know how to explain this, but basically I grind my teeth at night, and that started during freshers. So, and I didn't even know that was what was happening. I didn't even know what was happening to my freaking mouth, because I was chewing the insides of it. But ever since then, I grind my teeth so badly. Until this day, I still do it, which is awful, and it's so annoying, and it fucks up your teeth and breaks down the enamel and things like that. I really want to get injected into like muscle relaxers or something like that, because mouth guards just don't help me. But if you guys have any tips, by the way, for like grinding your teeth, if there's anything that you've tried that's helped, then please tell me down below, because I have anxiety and it's not something that I can just fix like that. So I don't know, obviously that's the reason why I do it. So anyways, that made me grind my teeth so badly. Now it's not as bad as it was before, like nowhere near, but I still do it. I still have teeth marks if I showed you, which I'm not going to do because it's gross. But yeah, so that was not a good thing. I hope you enjoyed this video of me talking about my freshers week and everything that went down. Again, if you want me to talk about the whole year experience of university, then please let me know down below, and I 100% will. If you like this video, then please give it a huge thumbs up. That means the world to me. I can tell that you guys are actually liking this content and liking, you know, these kind of videos, so that really helps. And yeah, comment down anything you want. See you guys next time. Bye.